finding out that her husband's trips, he didn't really need to leave the city. When you realize that everything you see in church is a performance, you can't have genuine, consistent accountability in an environment where everything is about image. Everything is about what I can get, what I can receive. It's like a vacuum. And it's one of the most toxic cliques I've ever seen. It's like a feeding frenzy. If you put like a lot of narcissists together and they're all feeding off each other, that's what it's like. And it's really uncomfortable. And if you're in tune with your body, it can make you physically and emotionally sick to be around these kind of people. And if someone said, describe your church experience, I would say, everybody wearing a mask, very little to nobody does Bible study outside of church. There's little to no spiritual growth. I mean, I was 15 and knew the Bible more than somebody who had been in church their entire life, and they were in their 50s. And it's like a club. And there are like invisible prizes that if you're in church the most, you win a prize. If you have the most nice looking family, you get a prize. And it's never genuine. I don't want to be in an environment that's as fake as a styrofoam or metal tree. It's kind of like the Peanuts Christmas Carol, the Peanuts Christmas special thing, where they're at that Christmas tree lot and they're like touching metal trees. I mean, there's little to no warmth. It's like having a fake metal tree in your house. And it's all about image, what you own, where you go on vacation, who you know, what influence do you have. And this is why there's little to no accountability. Because the nice people don't get very far up the leadership ladder. And if you're lucky to be a senior pastor, make sure to have passwords on your computer, because we had a music minister who only had a college degree in theology. He planted adult PORN on the senior pastor's computer so they would fire him and he could take over the position even though he wasn't educationally or theistically prepared for that position. This is the kind of behavior I'm talking about. And my parents were kicked out of many churches because they didn't vote the right way or they wouldn't play by the game, which means they wouldn't kiss the butt of certain people. And I don't want to be a part of a toxic club. If I want to be part of a girls' club, I would have been a cheerleader in high school. I don't want to be a part of a toxic feeding machine. And when you're in a high control religion, if women marry the wrong man, she's trapped. Because Baptists, you lose any power, authority, or everything if you divorce. And I lost my desire to ever be married by hearing the things that married women in church would say to my mother. The disrespect, the lack of basic empathy, the narcissistic and just downright cruel behavior that men in privilege in church would treat their wives. And men in church have a lot of expectations. But if you have the same expectations, they call you needy. And if it's needy to expect your spouse not to spend money on a mistress, then maybe we need more needy. There is very little to no genuine affection in church. Not in the high levels of extreme Christianity. It must be exhausting for everyone to behave like everything's fine when it's not. And it's toxic to live in a community, in a religious environment that prepares women to be the silent but emotional carriers of a relationship. Because women in religion are supposed to do everything but a man's job. But when he doesn't fulfill his godly job, she's blamed. If a man won't be a godly husband, they blame her. And if she's not a perfect godly wife doing everything he wants her to do, they blame her too. There is no winning. And if you've seen the Barbie movie, it's basically what they say about men and women. It's much worse in church. You don't know sexism or the patriarchy until you go into church. And this stuff can literally kill you, because there are women in countries that die every year because of the patriarchy. It's so emotionally and spiritually exhausting to be in these high control religions.